Hi guys, welcome to Fishing with Gary. We're up here at Bartlett Lake today, and we thought we'd do something a little bit different to imitate crawdads instead of using a crawdad or a trigger craw or something. So I bought these little beavers up at Bass Pro Shop, and they have a lot of copper in them and stuff, and I stained the tail already. So let's go ahead and try this, and I'm going to rig these Texas rigged, just right straight down in. Let's go the other way. And we'll just put that on like that, make sure it's straight, and then we'll just hook that right back in there. So basically looks like this. 3/16 ounce tungsten, number 1/0 Bass Pro Shop hook. I'm using a medium with a fast tip, Johnny Morris Platinum Signature Series rod. And it's a medium with, like I said, it has a very fast tip on it, and that's what I like. And that's a Johnny Morris reel right there. So good combination. I use the heck out of these, and I abuse them and use them. And I'll tell you what, if they can last through me, you know, throwing them down and catching fish and bending them over and flipping fish in, they'll last you guys a long time. So what we're gonna do is I picked out a bank that's got a lot of nice rock on it, meaning rock that crawdads would like to live on. So I'm not gonna throw it right up on the bank because that's not where the fish are. The sun's up right now, so we want this to fall right on their head. So they're gonna be in 10, 12, 15, 20 feet of water right now. So I'm in 18 feet, and I'm pretty close to the rock. So I'm gonna throw it out. Don't get bit. I'm going to throw it back out again. I'm going to follow my line down with my rod. Okay, now I'm seeing some fish down there. There's 2 fish right there, 20 feet water. So I'm just going to drop this right on down in their heads. Let's see if anybody's home. You don't always catch them like this, but I do catch a lot of fish on the graph. So I'm just going to drop that down, let it go down, sink down. There we go, we're on the bottom. Take up your slack, raise your rod up, just kind of bounce that over the rocks down there, make it look like a crawdad. After I bounce it, I let it sit there for just a minute, you know, with a tight line, and that's when you feel that tick, you know. So that one didn't want to bite, or those 2 didn't want. I like to drop on it when I see 2 fish. So that way they can fight for it. So we're gonna just reel this up. And you see these little tails, they got a little thing in between, and whoops, cut you right, cameraman Bob, right in the face. See how that split like that? Disconnect those on your brush hogs and these beavers. I'm gonna go out a little bit deeper. I'm just going along here to see where the fish are right now. I'm just trying to locate some fish. This is just a little something else to do. And I'm just hopping this over the rocks. Nice and easy. I'm using 3/16 ounce because you can see the terrain is pretty rocky, and I just almost got stuck. So I'm keeping it bouncing on top of the rocks. I'm not letting it just sit there, because if you do, it just falls right down in the rocks, and next thing you know, you're stuck. You lose a tungsten, you lose $2.40. So they're expensive, but to me, it's worth it. All right, here we got out a little bit deeper, and I'm starting to see shad, 26 feet of water. I always like to see the shad in the water down there on the graph, because now I know that I'm close to where, if the shad's down there, the fish is gonna be close. Always look for the shad. The shad show up in big balls on your graph, big round red blobs. So we didn't get nothing there. So we're just gonna kind of keep moving down this shoreline here, just to see if we can catch any down here. We'll just keep right on moving down, nice and slow. Boy, it turned out to be really pretty this morning. We're starting in the fall transition, all right? So already we had a cool morning. The water temperature dropped from 88 to 82. So that should start the migration of the fish to kind of start moving up. They'll start realizing that the water temperature got up. We have no fish chasing shad here, so not yet. They might this afternoon. But I got fish on the graph right now. 22 feet of water. I got 2 or 3 of them right there, so I'm just gonna drop that down on top of them. Just lightly shake it. Don't be raising your rod up and down. And you know, a crawdad doesn't jump up in the air 2 feet and land down. Just barely shake your rod like that, and then let it just sit there and bounce over the rocks. Yep, they seem to be congregated in 18, 19, 20, 21 feet. So I'm just gonna tease them right now. Just kind of. Yep, here comes a couple more. We're just gonna keep on teasing them. And I'm gonna just use my trolling motor just to scoot us back in this back of the cove. Boy, I pulled out in 25, 26, 27 feet. Remember, just keep adjusting. Don't hug the bank. If you're not seeing fish in 10, 12 feet away, go to 15, go to 16, go to 18, go to 20, go to 27, go to 30. You know, just keep, oh boy, there's one right there. It's just hanging. Oh, he's in a tree. Come on, baby, come on out of there. Uh-oh, oh no. Oh, I can feel him on there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, this isn't good. That feels like a nice fish. You don't get very many trees out here, folks, so. Come on. Keep your line tight if you get in a tree. Oh, oh. Ah, it came out. Ah, we got lucky. I know you were all thinking, yeah, sure, he got stuck. That's a nice fish, look at that. He finally woke up, look at this. That came out at 27 feet. So he's gonna have to, I may have to fizz him, but come on, little guy. Come on. Oh, come on. Well, that's a nice little barley lake bass. Look at that one. Look at that. These are Bass Pro Shops brand of beavers. I like them because they got copper in there. If you notice, I like anything that has copper. And that's worth, well, maybe holding up for a picture later on. All right. All righty. I ventured out to 29 feet. Let's just let her down. Let's see what happens. Got big balls of shad here. We got some fish here. We got 32 feet now, but you can see I'm in a very deep cove, and you can see I'm not close to the bank. Try to stay off that bank. You guys, you hug the bank too tight. If you're not catching fish, go in and out. Get out of there. Experiment. Here we go. All I'm doing, folks, is I'm just dropping that right to the bottom, and I'm just shaking my rod just lightly like this. Remember, don't shake it a lot, just a little bit. As the water starts cooling, folks, and we're at 83, as it starts cooling, the shad will start moving to the back of these big coves. The bass will follow. The bass are always behind the shad. I'm out a little bit too deep now. I ventured out to 39, I fell off. But there is a lot of bait here, so I'm going to reel up again. And when I cast up, I'm not going to cast on the bank. I'm going to cast 15 feet from the bank. So, whoop. Uh-oh. That one was chasing a shad. I thought it was a carp, but it wasn't. So never be afraid to, if you see one come up and a minnow come out, Never be afraid to throw up there and try to catch them. Sometimes you can catch them, you know. Boy, there's a lot of fish on the screen right here. Sometimes you see so many fish on your screen and you wonder, why aren't I catching them? Well, they all don't want to bite, or you're not using the right color, or you're not using the right bait, you know. I find that if you use something small, that you have more of a chance of catching a fish. That's why I use so many 4.5-inch worms, you know. You can use some big worms, and you know, whether it's real early in the morning or late in the evening, you can use that, and you might catch some fish. But I'm liking this, so I'm halfway back to the back of this cove from the front, and I'm seeing a lot of shad and a lot of fish. So I haven't been in on this cove for a while. You know, I throw that out, I bounce it 3 or 4 times. If I don't get bit, I throw it out again. Try a little shallower. We'll throw it 10, 12 feet from the bank and let it go down, and hopefully hit one on the head. And there is a lot of fish here, out deep though. They're up 37 feet, 38 feet. You know, I rigged something else up too that I was going to show you too that might work. I don't use this a lot, but they're the Gitsits, the little tubes. I'll show this to you. I could try throwing that a little bit too, and I dipped it in a little bit of orange paint. So let's just change this up. Put that right there. There we go. All right, look at that little beauty right there. Bass Pro Shop, Tinder tube, all right? So I put a little ball head inside the tube, shoved it up in there and tied it on. Then I dipped the bottom in a little bit of red and orange. So, oh, the fish are coming up chasing shad here, but they're real little. All right, let's try this and see if this works. We'll throw it up there. Now this looks more like a crawdad. You know, it's round, but it's got the orange on the tentacles, and crawdads always have orange or blue. So we'll go ahead and just keep working down the bank. See if we can get one to hit. Now I'm using Johnny Moore's Patriot rod. This is another good one. This blue one, I got it matched with the Johnny Moore's reel, but this is a medium with a fast tip, and it's very light. So when I do get a fish or a small fish or a fish that doesn't want to bite very hard, I can feel the pressure or I can feel the fish. And there's a lot of fish here, man. We should catch one along here. This is a pretty good spot. I'll just throw it up a little shallow and work it in. They make these tubes in the 3-inch, and then the 2 3/4 and the 2 1/2. So just bouncing it slow, nice and slow. Trying to feel the bottom, but I have a very light weight in this, guys. I only have like a 3/16 ball head in there for the Gitsit, or tender tube is what it's called. Boy, there's a whole lot of fish in this little cut right here. There's a bite. Oh shoot, missed him. Ah, darn. He actually hit it. The little ones will bite it. The big ones, you know, they don't want to bite it too much. Trust me. All right, let's throw it out and try it again. At least we got a bite on it. Something I haven't used too much, but they do imitate crawdads pretty darn good. So I'm in 33 feet right now. Just going along slowly. Should be on the bottom down there. And I can't feel it. It's not real heavy. If you're using a bait, a a weight that you can't feel hitting the bottom very much, don't worry about it. What you will feel is when the fish bites. That's the way I figure it. So if I drop my pole down here, the line goes slack, then I know my pole's on the bottom. My, not my pole, my lure or my tube. Let's try one up a little shallower. See if we can get a small one to hit. Sometimes the big ones are shallow, but a lot of times the small ones are. If you're gonna fish for a bigger fish, you gotta fish deeper. Okay, here we go. Just bouncing along the bottom. Bounce it, letting it sink. Wow, this poor desert looks like it's just so thirsty with all these big old cactuses here. I've been seeing a lot of saguaros that have, you could see them how brown they're starting to get. You know, and skinny too. Look how skinny the arms are up there on these saguaros. You know, it takes 75 years to get one arm. So their first arm, but look how brownish they are. They haven't had no water. The poor things are just thirsty. I know in the surrounding areas of Phoenix and Tempe and Mesa, the cactuses are all falling over on people's houses because there's no water. We didn't get a very good monsoon this year. All right. Still seeing shad. Still seeing shad. Look how close we are to the back. So that's a good sign. Seeing shad and fish here still. That's a real good sign. Whip one way up there. There we go. We'll just crawl that right down in that rock right there. See what happens. It looks like a crawdad area to me. Oh, there's a little fish. Little shad eater. You know, I was casting out to shallow water. And now back to 20, see what I mean? Back to 27 feet. Now I start seeing a bunch more fish down there. So I'm gonna bounce, he's already bounced back. You know, when you set the hook, guys and gals, that quick little jerk's gonna get those fish hooked better. No, this is a small one. You gotta catch the little ones too, guys. Whoops. I hate doing that, but I don't like dropping them on the carpet because they get road rash and takes a chance of them to die. But that's just a little guy. Typical little Bartlett Lake bass. They're fun to catch too. These little suckers are good to eat. If you catch any fish and you're gonna eat them, eat these little guys. We got way too many of them in here. All right, let me drop that back down there on their heads again. There's a whole bunch of fish out here deep. Let's see if we can catch a better fish. There's a lot of fish in 27, 28 feet. And we're almost to the back, so that's a good thing. Okay, we're trying to locate that school of bass down here. I see quite a few down here, so what we'll do is just kind of stay out in that 27, 28, 29 feet of water. They're down here somewhere. I'll throw it up a little ways and then we'll just kind of work our way down the middle of this. I'm dang near in the middle of the cove right now. Oh, here they are. All right. It takes a while for this to sink because it's not very big. So I'm just gonna let some line out. Actually, what I'll do is just throw it out just a little ways and let it in front of me and let it go down. You could put about any kind of weight you want in there. Right now I have a 3/16 ounce ball head, round head. You could put a quarter in there if you're going to fish this deep. I didn't plan on fishing these this deep, trust me. But there's a lot of shad down deep, so let's just let it go down. We're almost out of film anyway, so maybe I could catch one more. Looks good though with the paint on there, the orange paint. Oh, here's 3 of them right here. 3 and 27 feet. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them right here. So let's kind of let that go down there. We're going that way. Let me give a little step on the pedal here. There we go. Now they're going that way. The little line out. Here we go. Let's see if we can catch one of those. We got 4, and then we got another 3 or 4 here. So we're right on even track at 27 feet. It seems like they're out here in this caliber of water, depth of water, just going along the middle of this, right the middle of the channel here. Using this as a highway, just to stay down in the water temp they like. Boy, there's so many fish, you'd think you'd get a bite. Come on. Come on, fish. Yeah. Come on. It's heavy. Reel in, set the hook. No bite, just got heavy. So I always talk about that. If you rod gets heavy, ooh, that's a nice fish. Look at that one, 27 feet. We got some nice fish today. Look at that thing. Come on. There you go. There you go. Look at that, gets it right in his mouth. I know, you came out of deep water. Holy mackerel. Nice. Oh God, look at it. It just fell out. Nice and fat too. No, well anyway, thanks for watching guys. We're about out of battery. So, fish deep, catch bigger fish.